Hello SharpeSoft family. Today we're going to be going over kind of a very specific issue that comes up in jobs with excessive bid item quantities, and that's going to be differences in the final bid total between the summary sheet and the rounding sheet. So if I can just display that really quick, we'll open our rounding sheet and then we'll open our summary sheet. So if I can move the summary sheet out of the way really quick. So we have a total rounded price of our job before we go into anything of $1109,744. And if we have the total estimate with the overall markup for the summary sheet, we have $1109,750. So that is a discrepancy of about $5. And the reason for that is, so we have this couplers item with a million in its quantity. Of course, as I mentioned before, this is only going to be an issue with jobs that have items that are like this. And the reason for this is that the system rounds up certain decimal places only up to the 10,000th place, so only up to the 4th decimal place. So we can explore this a little bit with some math, actually. So we have our couplers, and we have a total cost for the item as $165,000. We're going to open up our summary sheets. Because we have an overall markup of 15%, that 15% is also going to be applied to that bid item. So if we open up our calculator here, that is going to be 165 times 15% gets us 24,750. This number is then added back to our 165 to get 189,750. So this is kind of an intermediate number for the moment. So then we take this number and we're going to divide it by the quantity of the item, which is our very high number over a million. So we're going to come back to our calculator and we're going to hit divide 1,4,9,5,2,3,1. So the discrepancy has actually already occurred. It's right here. This is our unrounded bid unit price. So how we find the final price for our bid unit is we're going to multiply this number back into our quantity of the item. So we're just going to multiply 1,4,9,5,2,3,1, which gives us 189,750. But if we go back to Estimator, we can see that our bid total for the couplers is about $5 off. This is because, as stated, the estimator is going to be rounding up. So if we actually do 0.1269 by itself, none of the rest, and then we multiply by 1,4,9,5,2,3,1, that gets us the number that we have there. And if we open up our rounding sheet in our summary sheets, actually let's just go to the rounding sheet for now. So if we highlight the couplers, we can see that we have a summary rounding difference of about $5. It's the same total that is missing inside the actual bid item. As a reminder, of course, this is only going to happen in those jobs with those bid items that are excessive in quantity. And how we can avoid that is we can do some prorates, so you can spread prorates directly into this item so that the decimal place is a bit easier, it's a bit neater. If we end in round numbers, we don't tend to run into this problem. Or, as we're already in the rounding sheet, we can just accost for it inside the rounding sheet. We can spread that extra $5 where we need. So we hope this has been helpful, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.